we so high up like we building a roof. I made millions out of nothing just from spilling my truth. Yeah, we still grinding like we got something to prove, even though we got nothing to prove. Took every risk cause we had nothing to lose. Making millions just spilling my truth. Spilling my truth. Spilling my...
Every city has its own rhythm. In Dallas, you can hear it in the streets, and the stages, and the voices rising from the underground. And tonight, that rhythm carries the story of Alandis, an artist with Chicago roots, a Dallas grind, and a sound that speaks louder than words. Hi guys, this is your girl NeCee with Deniese IncTru. This is episode 8 with my boy Alandis. So today the theme is shining, of course, it's shining a light on the man, the music, and the mission. So we're just gonna dive in to just introducing things about Alandis, basically getting to know him a little bit better. You guys know him for his lyricism and more, but we just want to get to know him outside of that. So Alandis will tell us a little bit more about himself and the root of his art, of what he does. So Alandis, I ended up finding your music online. I went through initially through Instagram, and I was just so intrigued by one of the songs that you had, One Step at a Time.
Okay.
So
one of my favorites.
So that is one of my favorites. So when I hear tracks like One Step at a Time and those type of tracks, there's ambition, but also reflection, like you're telling both where basically both where you've been and then where you're headed. So I wanted to go in a little bit deeper on that. Basically, how do those songs reflect, how does it reflect more on your own journey, and then staying true basically to your self while you're moving forward?
Okay, I like that. Music has just been a part of my life since I came out the womb, I can argue.
Yeah.
But when I make these songs, man, it's really just a reflection of what I've been through, where I'm going, where my headspace is at the time. But other than that, truthfully, like stuff like One Step at a Time, like it just come through personal experiences.
Yeah.
Fatherhood, from the struggles in my past life and then it correlates to my basically my future or present right now. So yeah, for the most part, music just helps me tie it all together.
Yeah.
Like truthfully.
Yeah, okay. So basically, like, it's kind of like your therapy. It's a part of, like, the root of yourself. It's the foundation for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I hear people talk about...
Music isn't an industry. It's medicine. Every verse is a release. Every beat is a breath. The studio becomes therapy, and the stage. That's confession. He's not just performing, he's healing.
So I hear people talk about your high energy performance, basically, but they also know you for your raw lyricism, and between the rush of stage and then the quiet when you're writing, I wanted to know, where do you feel the truest? Where do you feel your truest self? Basically, or the truest version of yourself, and when does that come in?
I think it's actually in between. Mm-hmm. Like really diving into it, because when I'm writing, I'm so locked in with the beat, with the message that I'm trying to push behind it, and I can really take my time with my thoughts. I can really piece it all together. How, like, for example, like if I say a bar a certain way or a certain cadence on it, I'm doing it that way because I want it to resonate with somebody, or I want it to impact. I want the song to have a certain kind of impact.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I'm saying it. And then as far as the stage goes, that's where I release it all. So if I had to say where's my truest version, is really like dead smack in the middle, because I do love performing. I do love like seeing people. Like a lot of people, when they see me, they like, man, can he really rap? Or they do like, oh, he look like, a lot of people say I look like John Legend. Like, so
you do, low key.
So a lot of times people think I'm finna sing or I'm finna do something else. But then when that beat come on and the cadence come and the message, and they hear the message, like it's just like a whole wow factor. So that's where I'm at, in the middle.
Okay. Yeah, you got me on the John Legend thing, because it's the first thing, like, when we were coming down the hall, I'm like, who is this approaching me? Is this John Legend? I didn't know he was going to be here today.
Bro. Man.
All right. So, hearing you talk about that, basically it makes me want the audience to really feel what you're talking about. Mm-hmm. So, would you mind blessing us with a quick verse or a snippet, so they can hear that truth in real time?
Okay. I'll spit something that I got coming. Okay. It's gonna be off the album Self-Made. I'll give y'all a verse real quick. Alright, feeling like young Rocky, this shit my life and not a hobby. Any beat in front of me is getting cooked like hibachi. No bench press, but it's too much weight up on my chest. I might need help with all the reps, but it's okay to spot me. This aura godly. Niggas fall with the paper like it's origami. I provide a purpose for haters while they try to copy. All the roadblocks in the world, but I can't let them stop me. If it kill me, then over my dead body, then find gold on the autopsy. My spirit is cocky. Others that sit around and wait for it like they in a lobby. Had to up the stakes and remain the truest. Treat your goals like changing flat tires. You just gotta have a will to do it. Shit ain't easy, but I'm still ruthless. On the road to riches, you gon' catch me in something ruthless. Can never lose it. Feel like Braun in 16, the greatest to ever do it. It don't matter what they say when you already show and prove it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got lost a little bit, it's cool though.
I feel the energy over here.
but when y'all hear the actual track and what it really stands for, I think y'all will definitely get the message, and the delivery will be way better. You know what I mean? So, but that's what I got for you right now.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for blessing us with it. Now, so we are in Dallas right now, and basically, we wanted to get more of your Dallas influence versus your original roots. So you had mentioned to me about Chicago, but you're here in Dallas. So you made Dallas basically like your creative home, in a sense. So, but you also carry the imprint of where you came from. So how does being here shape your voice differently than your earlier influences? Like, basically, how do you blend those worlds in to your sound?
That's actually a good question, and it's actually crazy, because when I first got to Dallas, Texas, when I first got into the Metroplex, I don't know, but I felt like I think this was like the first time I really encountered like haters for real. I was from somewhere else, because like, truth be told, like, I know I'm originally from Chicago, but bro, like my whole life has really been here. this whole time, and I've just now embraced Dallas and what it means to be here, and all the creatives here, and this is a special place out here. So, but I didn't find it. I didn't look at it through that lens when I first got here. I was just like, man, all these motherfuckers just hating on me. When bro, I ain't did nothing to nobody.
Right.
Everybody got something to say. Some of the like. So when I first got here, it was like a real hate relationship. That's why I just hung on to I'm from Chicago. This I'm from Chicago. That because when I was home, and of course, like I always went back like every summer. Like I always went back seeing my family. Like it was never more than a year since I like didn't see him or nothing. But when that was happening, that's what my thought process was. I was just like, man, everybody hate me out here, so I'm gonna just cling to what I know and the roots and everything from that. But how I blended it.
Chicago raised him. The cold winds, the fast pace, the lessons in survival. Before the spotlight, there was the notebook. Before the mic, there were thoughts he had to write down just to make sense of life. That's where the story really begins.
But how I blended it all was because my dad was a DJ back in Chi-Town, like big DJ. So he kind of instilled all the music in me, like from the 70s. I could argue even say some of the 60s, but up until now. So and then today with all the trap music, with all the Dallas influence, the South Dallas swag, like all of that was just like combined. But I liked it because it was a way for me to express myself in a different way. Like, cause people from Chicago, like I remember going back, and I would be like, I remember one specific time where I went back and I was doing the South Dallas swag, and like all my cousins was looking at me crazy, bro. Like they were looking at me crazy.
Okay. I remember when I first came out here too. I started saying, I'm like, what are y'all doing? That's so different. I ain't never seen anybody dance like that.
Right. It was so funny, man. They was just like, bro, what is that? Like, what is it? What?
I'm like, why y'all dancing like that?
You know, like this ain't nothing like juking, bro. Like, what you doing? Like,
right.
So, but nevertheless, though, I think it really helped me become the artist that I am now. Like grabbing the influences from here and then all of my roots. So it was hard at first, but I managed to do it for sure.
Okay. Yeah, so I like that, like the influence of both. You get to blend in both worlds, and Dallas has a major influence, especially like with the cultural aspects of it from Dallas, and then being able to intertwine that with what you know from your roots through Chicago, and then learning things from your dad, like from the 60s, 70s type of vibe going on. So you're able to intertwine all of those, and then we have what we have now, like Alandis, like really showing up with his lyricism here in Dallas. So we appreciate that. Now, for Alandis, music isn't an industry, it's medicine. Every verse is a release. Every beat is a breath. The studio becomes therapy and the stage. That's confession. He's not just performing, he's healing. Now, basically when we talked earlier, like both of us, like I'm mom, you're a father, and I wanted to get onto that too, because that's really a good influence. Basically. So it's a part of your fatherhood is an impact. So I wanted to ask you, basically, so you're not just an artist, you're a father. So how has your fatherhood shifted the way that you see your purpose, your music, as well as your legacy? Like, do you want to leave a legacy behind?
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Funny story. My children are the reason why my name is Alandis today.
Oh, okay.
Before that, I went by a name called Kush Barker. This just give you some small context. I went by that name just because I was like, I got that flame, but basically, like when I'm spitting, like that was the concept behind it. But as my son was getting older, I remember this one time is what made me like really shift it. He started being on YouTube and all of that, And then he was like, "Yo, Dad, I found your YouTube. Your name's Kush Barker." And it's like that moment, I was like, "Hell no!" I was just like, "Hell no!"
Dang, like, babies done track you down.
Like, yeah, I was just like, "Hell no!" They can't. He can't be calling me this.
Right.
Like, you know. And then it just turned into something bigger. So as I was looking for a name, I'm up here trying to put some stuff together, whoopty whoop, and then you know. I remember chatting it up with my mom. My mom was like, "Just be you." And then I remember looking at my ID one time, and I was just like, "Alandis, like, let's just run with that. Like, that's your middle name. Let's run with that. That's you." And then from there,
Okay. Well, so being a father basically has made a huge impact in your life. You able to build legacy from it, able to make, you're still basking into your authenticity, but at the same time, you made that change, that alter for the moment, because you wanted to make sure that you cling to that influence, a good influence on your children. So,
my daughter too. Like, my daughter is a big part of that too. Like, she's really musically inclined, and she's like one of my biggest fans.
See, it runs in the family.
She want to know when my next song coming out, or when I'm doing videos. Like I'm finna go to Cali tomorrow to shoot some stuff, and she mad.
So she's invested. She's invested in this.
Yes, we've made a song already, and I was helping her with her lyrics and stuff. Like, but she's like so. Like, man, it's so hard to describe, just because I'm so proud of her. But then I'm seeing, like, man, like, your kids actually look up to you. I've seen people where they don't have that type of impact for their children.
Right.
So the fact that I have it, I want to be able to, like, push it out so far and make it so great for them to know, like, well, you can do anything you put your mind to. And that's a part of this rap, this entrepreneurship, everything. I want, like, they see me, so I can be a prime example for them to go do it.
Yeah.
Like, I know I'm not expect, like, my son, like, I don't expect him to rap, but I want to be that example. He'd be like, "Yo, my dad was rapping," and it's like 1,000 rappers out here. How did he make it? Like, if he can make it out of all the people, like.
Yeah, so it's basically like saying, and so many are given to the example in so many words, like, I can do this. The expectation is that, not necessarily an expectation, it's just to show you that, hey, Dad can do this, I know y'all can do even more, you know, type of thing. And to be able to give them that drive, continuation of that ambition. And then like your daughter is already doing some of the things now that continues for her to be able to thrive through that within the industry, or even whatever she wants to do later on in life, is to let her know that, hey, you're a go-getter, you can do this, you got that.
That's a fact.
You're a young entrepreneur already, so anything. So I like that.
You see it for sure.
Yeah. Now,
when you become a father, the story shifts, the music changes, and every move carries weight. For Alandis, legacy isn't about numbers. It's about what his kids will remember. The laughter, the lessons, the legacy he leaves in their hands.
Now, I also, when I was looking into your Instagram, I had saw, and I think on like YouTube too, I saw mention of Prophet. So I wanted to get into that. So when I saw it, I wasn't sure, like, when there was mention on there about Prophet, do you have like prophetic gifts, or is it that, like, is something that was named into what you were doing at the time for a project of, you know, or?
So I had a project I did. I think it can only be found on SoundCloud right now.
Oh, okay.
It's called So Righteous, and I did a lot of soul searching, history searching, and I felt like as I was doing that learning, I felt like a prophet was what I was really trying to do, really send a message that nobody else is really trying to send, or they're scared to send. Nah, just that. Like, they're either scared to send it or they won't send it. Like, so I felt like the messages that I give is to really uplift our people. You know, like, that's really one of my main goals, of course, impact the youth and things of that nature. But I think when I put profit, I wanted to deliver a message, and that's basically what a prophet is.
Yeah.
They delivered a message, and that was my whole ideology behind that.
Yeah.
Just delivering a certain type of message for our people.
So basically, it's like if I could describe it even further. So, describing yourself is basically like a spiritual being navigating within this dimension, like heading through music. So you're giving people that side of purpose, or making them tap into their purpose.
Yes.
Being able to, like for you, your music it's basically your vision. You have your vision out loud, to be able to share that with others. So for people who've never thought of music that way, what does the journey mean more to you, and how does it like translate into what your listeners feel?
The journey, it means everything, though, because without ups and downs, without struggles, without even the small wins to the big wins, like all of that makes you the person that people are listening to, that they believe that you are. So I like to reference a track. It's a track by J. Cole. It's called False Prophets. And he's basically saying, like, people idolize people based off the words that they say.
Right.
So how I wanted to resonate with the fans is that what I'm saying is real. What I'm saying is true. I don't want to ever have to put up a facade or anything that's not me, or give out the wrong impression. Or for another reason is, a lot of people, they'll give out a certain image so they can have literally a certain image, and it's just not them, and it's just so they can have the persona, they can have the fan base, they can have the love, the fake. But I think all that's fake love, though, because they don't know the real you. You're pretending to be somebody that you're not. So that's the last thing I want to do for my fans. Like, that's the last thing I want to do. I want, every time they see me, I want them to feel like they actually know me through the music. So
and see, that's one other thing that I liked about, because like one of my favorite songs on there, like One Step at a Time, like I mentioned earlier, like as I was listening to that, like every song really that I got to listen to, is like, as I'm skimming through it, I'm like, this is real, this is really raw. Like, you're able to, like, you don't hold back, like you actually, like you say what you want to say, no filter. And that's what we're all about. We want people to flow and bask into their authenticity without a veil. Because me myself, when I first started this out, I wanted people to understand that I am flawed. I'm not perfect. I'm an open book. So one day you may hear me say this, and the next day I done grew from that, or I probably regress, as they say. So I give myself full 100%, because growing up, people will always say, hey, the truth will set you free. Okay, well, this is my truth, this is your truth, and that's the good thing about it. Like, you're teaching people to bask in their truth, and you're expressing that through your vision, through your music, and you're staying true to that. Like, you're staying true to that, you're staying real, and you get to hear the real Alandis through his music. And that's pretty awesome to be able to have someone to do something like that. Like, you're not bringing out a facade or anything. You're bringing the real, true you. So
absolutely.
All right. So just going.
Alandis is all about purpose, not for the fame, but for the vision. The words don't just rhyme; they reveal. They don't just entertain. They warn. For him, music is more than sound. It's for the times we live in.
Just going from that as well. So I wanted to ask about like hustle, independent hustle.
Yeah.
All right. So independent hustle comes with freedom, but also a grind. You know, a lot of people don't see. So how have you learned to push your projects, like you know, like Motives or Go Time, forward on your own terms?
So I'm gonna let everybody know right now, like, it's not no freedom. It's not no freedom until the results is there and you get to reap the benefits from the results. So entrepreneurship, everybody, I know it sounds cool to open up an LLC. It sounds cool to have your own entrepreneurship. Like, no, that shit is work every day, every single day. Does not matter what's happening. You could be sick. It don't matter. Business still gotta roll on.
Gotta keep pushing.
So from that perspective, I would say, from that perspective, man, I had to figure it out. I just had to figure it out. Like, I got a full-time job. I'm being a father. I'm being a husband. I'm being all these things. A big brother, a son. I'm doing all these things, and you know, being that impact for my family. And I just found the dedication. Yeah. Like, that's all it was. So we can take Motives, for example. That was one of the reasons why I called it that. I'm trying to motivate people. So if I could put that out, but I was pushing it, the ways that I was trying, like, finding to push it, whether it be right after work, I'm spazzing on some Instagram, I'm whoopty whoop, I'm using AI tools and all this good stuff. And then it'll be 3 a.m. and I'm trying to do something, or it'd be 8 a.m. after I drop off the kids from school. Like, all I know is when you're pushing it, like, you can't stop and you can't be discouraged. Like, you just have to push through. All these things gotta happen, but you gotta find a way to push through. And I'm telling y'all, the people that want it, they gonna find a way, bro. Like, they gonna find a way. Like, they gonna find a way. Like, man, that's how I look at it right now. Like, I'm finding my way. Yeah.
Okay. So, you know, that kind of brings me to something that I recently, you know, I was discussing with a friend, and I even made a post about it, because basically, you know, people that do, like, what I say, like, generational, you know, they break generational curses or things like that. These are the ones that don't stop. They don't use their circumstances to waddle into them. They continue to push through, and in order for them to break those things, break those chains, to be that means of motivation for their family, somebody has to be the one that pushes through. So, and it could be in the form of their terms of hustle, or it can be in the form of them just breaking barriers, going past those circumstances. And that's basically what you're doing. That's the independent hustle. That's you're pushing through. That's your thriving, going past, you know, doing those things for the generational wealth, the health of your family. Yeah.
That's a fact. That's like a fact. That's a fact, bro. That's a fact.
So,
this grind isn't easy. No label, no shortcuts. Just late nights, early mornings, and a dream that refuses to quit. Alandis is proof that the independent hustle might be tough, but it builds something labels can't buy: ownership.
That's a fact, bro. That's a fact.
So, so now I wanted to talk about unwritten verse. So every artist has a part of their story that hasn't been told. So, hasn't been told yet. So what's yours? Like, what's the next verse, whether it's in music or life, that you're ready to bring light to? And how does the legacy that you're building as an artist and a father fuel that?
My unwritten verse, like, basically, like, what's to come?
Yes. Yeah.
What's to come, and it don't gotta be. You're talking about just in general or just music?
Let's use both. Let's dissect it in both.
Okay. We can take the personal first. What I have going is I have my record label, Unseen Vision Entertainment. I have that going. I'm trying to. What I want to do with that is create a hub for artists, and then I have I'm a part of another group called Honor Society with a few of my brothers, and we're trying to create something that can be for everybody. So that's one. And then of course, like, I'm diving into like real estate and things like that. All I'm trying to do is set my family up for generational wealth. Like, that's all I'm really on right now. Truth be told, as much as I love music and everything like that, I drop all of this shit if I can set up my family for generational wealth, like, until the end of time. Like, so there's that. But so you got music, and the music is just what I'm inspired by. But what I've learned, at least, especially this year, what I have learned is that I used to wait on inspiration. I used to like wait on it. Like, don't get me wrong, I try to find it.
Yeah.
You know, listen to certain people, you know, watch some stuff, you know. I try to find it, but ultimately I'm waiting for it. But you can't do that, because you'll fuck around and wait forever.
Yeah.
Like, you'll wait forever. So what I was learning is just like discipline. I gotta create every single day. I have to do it every single day. And I think that's where Self-Made Sundays came from.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Me wanting to just like, yo, you got to be consistent. Like, if you really want this, I would, like we were just talking about, whoever want it, they're gonna find a way. So I had to put myself in a position to where I can do it constantly, and that's still going through all the stuff I still got to go through. Full-time job, a father, husband, all that shit. So, but I think ultimately it'll be worth it. Like, at the end of the day. Like, at the end of the day, I feel like it's just all gonna be worth it. Yeah. If you put your blood, sweat, and tears in something, you know, you get in what you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, what's the reciprocity.
What's the saying?
You get in what you get out.
Yeah, facts. Like, like, so I think that's what it is with me with the music. So Self-Made Sundays, and then my project Self-Made, and then ultimately I have another project coming called Choices, and that is gonna be all like, how can I say, a summary. All that will be a summary from the things I learned all of this year and this past year. So,
okay. Now, I did see.
Now the music, it's just the beginning. Alandis is building a business, creating platforms for other artists, and stacking bricks for generational wealth. The next verse hasn't been written yet, but the blueprint is already in motion.
Now, I did see you just came out with your first episode of Self-Made Sundays, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so give us more information about that. Like, I noticed there was mention of entrepreneurs, hustlers, and stuff like that. So, you know, if someone wanted to come on the show, or what are you looking for with that one, with Self-Made Sundays?
So Self-Made Sundays, I got the idea from wanting to stay consistent was one, and two, I wanted to put my hand out and just almost like, I'm not gonna say like a handout to people, because obviously people are successful, but all I'm really trying to do is shed light on it. I'm trying to, like, it's people that make millions, and I promise you don't know their name, you don't know where they from, you don't know nothing, but I promise you he's somewhere in the shadows making millions off this business, and he got some gems that he can share with the world and help younger generation, younger small business owners, you know, because that's
like
the whole
those diamonds in the rough. Like, we don't know about it. Well, but they're either infamous or just don't know about their underground. Don't know about too much about them, but they need to have that exposure. That, like, kind of like what we do, shedding the light on the truth. So, like with that, you know, that would be the opportunity to be able to give those people that opportunity.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then even off that, like, the people that I've been reaching out to, like, they've been so receptive. They've been so, like, because I told them what it's really gonna mean. Like, yeah, I'm trying to get my Self-Made Sundays off the ground. Like, okay, all right, cool. But ultimately, I want you to share some gems to people that don't know.
Right.
Whether you're in real estate, whether you're a regular entrepreneur, like, I know this woman who owned like 50 hair salons, and you would never know. Like, you would never know her name. Like, but I know there was something that clicked with you to allow you to get that far, and I want you to share that with the other people that's trying to get there. You know what I'm saying? So
basically, what's the word that people call? It's a certain word for that. It leaves my mind right now, but basically it's where you're sharing, like you said, dropping gems, sharing those different nuggets to be able to allow the people to, get to that level or get to that, at least to that step or journey, because sometimes it'll be what people call it is gatekeeping. There's so many people that gatekeep, and I'm like, see, this is my thing with this, how I dissect it. I'm like, okay, so for me, I share my resources with anybody that want them, but this is the kicker that most people like. The reason why some people gatekeep, they're like, man, I don't want them to have my resources. They probably be either better than me or what they go do with this type of stuff. I don't want them to mess with my resources. But this is the thing. Okay, so if you don't gatekeep, you give somebody at least some of those resources. We all got the same amount of hours within the day. So, you got to see what they go do with it. Okay, they thrive with it. That's good. That's good on your conscience that they thrive with it. Okay. Yeah,
but they don't want you to be better than them.
Right. Though. It's the thing. They don't want you to be better than them type of thing. But I'm like, my thing is that with gatekeeping, that's crazy. Because it ain't gonna be just like yours. Everybody, we all unique. We got our own set of things. So like, for instance, I give away resources all the time. I gave resources to somebody probably like 10 to 15 years ago. They still have not used it just yet. And I'm like, see, but if I give you this resource or that resource, they may be doing better at this particular resource. So I'm like, we all got the same amount of hours within the day, and no, we don't have the same circumstances, but you have to, like you were saying, push through. There's a difference. So what's the point of gatekeeping when those type of situations can happen to where that person having multiple businesses or whatnot. It's how they were able to hurdle over those circumstances, didn't waddle in those situations, found the light in it and pushed through.
And then on top of that, a lot of people, you'll give them something or you'll give them, it'll just sit, like you said, 10 to 15 years, they still got access to it and they did nothing. A lot of times people just be dreaming, but they don't be acting like yourself.
Well, like you gotta dream big. Like every idea I ever came up with, either I've done something with it or I've sold it to someone else. Because I'm like, okay, if I can't do nothing with it right now, I want to see. I know you can. I at least want to see somebody doing something with it. So some people listen, some people don't. But the whole thing, like with your self-made Sundays, this gives people our opportunity of like, okay, well, at least I've done my job. I've been able to spread this light, shed this light, so somebody else can hear it. So that's what they call it, paying it forward, really. Bringing it out into the atmosphere, paying it forward to let somebody else be able to bask in that opportunity. So that's really good that you're doing that, and I want to commend you for doing it.
Appreciate it for sure. And the same Sunday, I'm dropping a single and a video. The same Sunday. So
I wanted to say something about that too. I saw him and I'm like, dang, he come out with something almost every week. Gosh, you just be on it, just creative juices just flowing.
It really came with I'm trying to defeat the algorithm, man. I'm trying to really defeat it. But I understand what it takes to really get it going. You got to really be on it every single day. So like at least
no stagnation.
2 to 3 times a week, you need to be dropping something. Whether it's photos, video, like whatever it is, content, whatever it is, you need to be dropping. Like.
So what do you do? Like, cause like for me personally, like there have been some weeks, like when I started the podcast, there have been some days that I really like, man, forget this. They don't need to see me for a week, a few days. And then like I'll get somebody, like if I've interviewed people, and then when we get done, they were like, man, you should do something every week, right? You know, I'm like, but I was just about to give up tomorrow. I really was. But you can't do that. Like it's so many people, like, you know, you're motivating so many people, and you have to be able to learn how to balance that, you know, to be able to balance those things for yourself. So with that being said, how do you, like, when those moments come, how do you maintain, how do you allow yourself to push, I know you mentioned earlier, like, you generally push through it, but like, what are some other means that keep you motivated?
Keep me motivated?
Yeah.
So one of them, oddly enough, one of them is consistency. If you can stay consistent, no matter if you don't feel like doing it, if you don't want to do it, or you found an excuse not to do it, staying consistent, like staying consistent, is gonna bring back the motivation. It's gonna bring back the reason why you started whatever it was you started. Like, the consistency is what it is. So what I do is, y'all can say I'm weird or not, but what I do is I have a pep talk with myself right then and there if I don't feel like it. All right, so the pep talk is basically 5 to 10 minutes. I'm sitting down, I'm like, all right, so what's the worst that's gonna happen if you don't do this? What's the worst? Like, the possible, think about the absolute worst thing that's gonna happen if you do not do this. All right, so worst thing is I'm not gonna like hit my goals. I'm gonna keep being in this cycle of the 9 to 5. I'm gonna still be in the same place.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know about y'all, but for me, that kind of scares me.
Yeah. Being in the same space as a year ago, something like
exactly.
That.
Like, being in the same space.
You gotta evolve.
That's not good. So, and then once I figure out the worst case scenario, and that's just like a generic thing. Like, there's other things that's happened, and the worst case scenario would be different. But in this instance, I'm like, all right, so you don't want that to happen. So what's the best case scenario? If you just suck it up and go do this, what's the best case scenario? Oh, you'll expand your brand more. You'll maybe inspire somebody. You maybe be able to impact somebody, or you be able to hone on your craft or whatever you're doing. So I'll pick something that is positive and just keep that in my mind while I'm doing it. Like, hey, whether it's inspiring somebody, I'll be like, hey, you're about to inspire somebody. And I keep telling myself that you're about to inspire somebody when you do this. Yeah. So keep doing it. Don't stop. Whoop-de-whoop. And then, of course, like I said, I'm a father. So when I'm in my studio or my room and my daughter coming in, what you doing? You know, that also brings it back. Or, you know, so you got to be able to find it. It's like sometimes it's not gonna, it ain't gonna come to you. Like, you have to find it. And as soon as you find it though, like, that's how you gonna know whether you really made for it or not. Like, you gonna find it, like, boom. So
okay. Now, where can, like, if we're looking for your music or whatnot, what different platforms or website or anything?
I'm on your favorite platform. Wherever you listen to music, I'm on your favorite platform, dog. So Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, Tidal, it don't matter. I'm there. Yeah. It does not matter. It does not matter. I am there.
It's so silly. Okay, so y'all definitely go out and check out Alandis for sure. Like, so I wanted to also go over performance as legacy. Right. So, one of the reasons we spotlight versatile entrepreneurs, which I feel that you are, is because we want to give people a real, unfiltered look at what you do best. So this is like your lane, your craft. So if you're down, can you give, basically if you're down, can you give our listeners another quick snippet from one of your tracks so that, you know, they can ride that energy with us?
Another one. Dang. They could be rapping twice. Hold on.
I told you I would get you on the spot.
Hold on. I'm trying to think of these songs, man, because it's a lot of songs. Hold on. You said you want it to be from something that's coming, right? Like,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Or you know what? Just to kind of for those that, because like I said, we're trying to shine light on it. Even for those that have not heard the music yet and really can build onto listening to you more, like something that's from the past or something you want to bring out, or
man, I'm trying.
Or even if it don't even have to be like within the rap, it could be something a saying too, like something that really keeps you going. Like I've had someone once said to me before, they were like, "Hey, you can only use what you have to get to where you're going," type thing. So you can only use what you have, you know. So what's something like, if you were to say in closing, to really inspire someone, what's a motivational quote or something that you would want to give to them?
Man, something motivational. I mean, all I do is just go get it, man. Yeah. Do not make excuses for yourself. I think that was the biggest thing I learned, like, throughout this journey, is do not create excuses for yourself. Even if all the odds are against you, even because a lot of times that's easy for to be like, for example, we can say, we could take a couple months ago.
Yeah.
I had to go to a session to go record, and I had a flat. My son was sick. Nobody was there and it was a whole bunch of stuff that was stacking up to me. Like, man, it'd be a lot easier if I just don't go. You know, I could just call them and be like, yeah. But that's not what happened. That's not what happened.
It's like, I'm not about to be defeated today. Oh,
yeah.
no.
So I mean, it took some bread, but like all I did was I went to Uber. I took my son was with me. We Ubered to CVS. I got him some medicine, and then we Ubered to the session. Like, so. But I say that to say, like, it goes back to what I was talking about already. Like, just finding a way.
Yeah.
Just finding a way, because I promise you, if you want that shit, you will go get it. Like, it's just, that's the only real thing I got for you. Like, truthfully,
you gotta be on the paper chasing, go get a mentality.
Like every day. And it's not that I didn't want to rap for y'all. I promise you, it's not that. Like, it's not. It has nothing to do with that. I just, right now, my head and my hair space, I want to be able to touch as many people I can with my words.
Right.
And the only raps I really have for y'all wasn't really inspiring, so I'm gonna just keep it real with y'all.
It's inspiring.
It's inspiring, probably, but from what you're talking about, I'd rather say this. Like, I feel like people will get something out of this from what I'm saying right now, versus some, like, don't get me wrong, I got some fire, but.
He sure do. He come out with something almost every week, y'all really gotta go check him. I'm like, boy, he got another. He has another one. So I'm like, cause y'all know when I be doing my investigation works, right? So I go online. I'm like, I know he don't got another one. He just last week I just saw a new one.
Yeah.
So he is always on it for real. Yes. Like, that ambition, that drive, that fire, like. That is contagious. That's a good contagious. So
no, definitely.
Yeah. So, well, Alandis, I really want to thank you so much for coming on to the show.
Of course.
We both had circumstances for today, but see, two go-getters, that was not going to be the end result. You know, we both worked together with those circumstances of the day and still push through and see, we'll be able to get this out to someone that, that's motivated, and then also to get that music to be heard even further, because he's thriving, he's doing good right now. Alandis music is, and I did want to so do you have a performance or anything coming up, or
right now, the only performance I have coming, well, I ain't gonna say only, just because, like, there's more. There's some other shows that's in the works, but I can't say confirm it. But what is confirmed is I'll be in Los Angeles, California, August 10th. We're opening up for Young Deji. If you don't know who Young Deji is, he is with Taylor Gang and Wiz Khalifa. So y'all really go tap in with bro. Bro is so nice. Like his vocals is hard, bro. Like so, I'm just grateful for the opportunity. And yeah, that's what's coming up right now. But most importantly, man, every first Sunday of the month, Self-Made Sunday, we are here. I'm gonna bring somebody to give you some gems. If you want to know anything about me, like we've been talking about it this whole time, is that I really want everybody to go get it. I'm not gatekeeping. I don't hate on nobody. I want everybody to go and get it, bro. Like, if I can see a millionaire from my class or from my year or anything like that, that's huge, bro. That's so huge to me. So
now, what about lastly, what about like if booking or anything like that? Where do they do that at?
The Alandis at gmail.com or unseenvision ENT@gmail.com. I'm professional like that. I know I like people will be DMing me like, no, please don't. I need the email. Like I need the email. But other than that, that's really all I got for y'all, man. And peace, be blessed, and go get it.
All right. Well, y'all, we're going to conclude this. Thank y'all so much for showing up to episode 8, where we're shining light on Alandis and his music and his vision. So we'll see y'all next time. And peace and light. Be well and wellness and love. Bye.
Every artist, they all leave a mark. Now, some leave a song and some leave a memory. But Alandis, he leaves both and more. He leaves purpose. He leaves truth. He leaves a path for those coming behind him. This is greater than the music. This is the making of a legacy. This is episode 8 of Deniese IncTru. Be well, be well, and
tell a friend, ship out to be live like a CNN. Chillin', just stacking the Benjamins. I cannot settle, I came to win. Look, that boy on a mission about making the difference. They hate, let them witness. Okay, bet on yourself and go start up a business. This flow is too ill and might spread the sickness. Shit, only a clinic, you act like a tenant. I ride through your city with them with no senate. For sure, you only a blemish on a bigger image. You can't start and then make excuses not to finish. I'm 1 in a million. That's right. In need of a million. For sure. Gotta work like the paperwork up to the ceiling. That's right. It's no other feeling. For sure. When the shit hit the fan, true colors revealing. Make some order, you jump off the building. Can't forget for if you are not willing. It's a murder, how beats I be killing. Reel it in. I got them lines like a fisherman. I'ma travel the world with no pivoting. You act like a square, you ain't fitting in. Shit gon' never end. Yeah. If you ambitious, then you know how it go. Know some bitches that'll fuck on the low. Can't trust them cause they follow the dough. Look.
Every night I pray for my light to shine. But now I can't see a thing, my light too bright. Every day I would dream about these moments, and I tried and tried. Don't let them fool you, she got it from the mud. She's so much further now compared to back where she was. What's at the bottom soon has gotta go up. So close to goals that I can taste it on my tongue. I finally made it, been paper chasing. I cut my fingers, my grass is greener. Seen many places, replacing faces. Made many changes, that's why I'm taking